To start off just by asking everybody in the room who's against this project, a very large Major League cell phone tower in a residential zone, to just please stand up and then sit down quietly. Let's see. Okay. So what we're going to have today is a very good and very polite democracy. And what we want to do is have an opportunity to talk about just one theme. And that theme is very simple, two simple words. That's true and lie. We have true and lie. Because when you look into the file, you will see that there are many things which are classified as a lie in the final file right now. And we're going to go through, because we have put substantial written evidence in the public record to give you the opportunity to make the proper decision when you look at the evidence in the record. You have to actually only base it on true and verifiable facts, not on known lies. The very first truth we're going to visit is the oath that you all took before you served. We were kindly enough to get your signatures from City Clerk Blankenship, and we just want to highlight for everybody what the goal is today, what we have to do. Live up to our oaths. That's the important part. So we'll read. You have sworn that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, which guarantees us inalienable rights to both privacy and safety in our homes. You said that you would be against all enemies, foreign and domestic. If someone's invading our neighborhoods, you must protect us. That we will bear true faith and allegiance to the constitutions, and that you will take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and you will faithfully and discharge the duties upon which you are about to enter, and we have your signatures. We thank you for your service. We thank you for all that you do for your community. We know it's a tough job, and you have to balance a whole lot of things. And all we want to do is give you good information today so you can actually make a good decision. Today, we're going to talk about a pretty inappropriate cell tower. This is a Major League cell tower. 103 feet in the air is where those antennas are going to be. How many? 12. Pointed in 4 directions. How much power? 50,000 watts of affected radiated power in 2 of the directions, and about 30,000 watts in the other 2 directions. That's a lot of power. If you compare it to anything that's going on out there, small cells or otherwise, or other macro towers, no cell tower this close to people should have that much power. Well, why? Because we are only talking about addressing a gap in coverage. And a gap in coverage is something that must be established by written evidence in the public record. And you have received a brief from Andrew Campanelli, and he has pointed out to you quite clearly Verizon has no substantial evidence in the public record to establish a gap in coverage. But we took that step. We took that step with Ms. Blankenship just before we started. We all gave you a series of slides, and I'm going to ask you to please look at them. And what you will see is that we visited, the residents of Tahoe visited 20 locations in the areas where Verizon alleges there's a gap in coverage. And we have a video. And the links to the video are right on the slides. And it's very simple to go to them. And you will see at every single location, we made a call. We successfully made a call. And that's important, because we did it at every location. At every step, they said you needed to close a gap in coverage. We made a call. This is substantial written evidence in the public record. They have no such substantial evidence in the public record. This is what you have to make a decision upon today. Why are we having additional antennas in residential neighborhoods when people can already make a call? And why is that important? All the FCC regulates right now are telecommunications services, because the FCC said they didn't want to regulate information services any longer. They put an order out. They said, hey, we're not regulating the internet anymore. We're pulling our own teeth. And so we're not going to do it. Net neutrality, be done. Doesn't matter. These companies can do whatever they want. We're not regulating the internet. And what else did they say? In that same order. Oh, in those states, boy, those states better not do anything to mess up our plan. Well, the judges ruled on this on October 1st, the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. And they said to the FCC, we don't think it's really smart that you don't want to regulate the internet anymore, but hey, you're the expert agency. We have to defer to you. Okay, we'll let you do it. Oh, but on that preemption thing, yeah, that's not going to work. You can't preempt the states because you no longer regulate the internet. Ta-da! The only thing the FCC regulates at this moment are voice calls. That's telecommunications service. Telecommunications service has a specific definition in the 1996 TCA. It's transferring information across lines with no change in form. That's a phone call. Everything else, text messages, not part of it anymore. Internet, video, not part of it anymore. This is by rule of the FCC, and this was upheld by the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. So guess what? When they no longer regulate a service, now there's no more preemption. And this is exactly what a good 20 pages in the October 1st decision talked about. Page 126 to 146. Do you know about this? We put it in your public record. We encouraged you to read it. You have it already. And it says exactly what you can do. And we will go and visit, if we can, the foundation of why you have the authority. You have the ability to complete what is the scheme that was set up by the 1996 Telecommunications Act. It's a cooperative federalism. Whatever the federal government doesn't claim for themselves goes to the states. Whatever the states don't claim for themselves go to you. So you've heard a lot about whatever preemption they have on you. Yes, we understand. Placement, construction, and modification of cell towers in order to close a gap in coverage. That's pretty much it. Guess what's missing from that list? The word operations. And you know what? The word operations was originally in that list. And it got taken out in 1996 before they signed the bill because they wanted you to have the authority to regulate the operations of cell phone towers because you have the duty to protect your people. Telecommunications service needs very little power, very little. It doesn't need 50,000 watts. I can do the math with anyone. I understand how this works, but it's unfortunate that people think that, what are we doing? Electrical power through the air. That's what we're doing. You just call it different things. And it doesn't matter what the name is. It's still the same thing. And when you put too much electrical power through the air, now you are no longer protecting the quiet enjoyment of streets. And thankfully, the California Supreme Court justices told you in April of this year in their decision, San Francisco, T-Mobile versus San Francisco, or which one was it? Yeah, that was it. Sorry about that. They told you exactly that you have the power to set aesthetics and no longer incommode the public. And they redefined incommode. It's not just traveling from point A to point B. They broadened the definition. They added 3 things to it. Negative health consequences, straight from the words of the judges. Negative health consequences, noise, and safety concerns, all added to the aesthetics regulations that you can consider under a conditional use permit. And why should you do that? Because your own general plan says pretty much the same thing. It says, what's the purpose of your general plan? It really is to ensure that things are constructed in a fashion that minimizes the negative effects on surrounding development and maximizes energy efficiency. All right? That's one of the things in your general plan. And you coordinate with these utility providers to ensure that you do things in an energy efficient way. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So again, please refrain from clapping. Again, please refrain from clapping. Thank you for your presentation.